Hello and welcome to today's League of Legends Roundup, where we cover the games that took place today in the LPL, LCK, and LEC. You're going to say to yourself, well, the LCS plays today. Why aren't you going over that? Well, to the few hundred subscribers that are new to the channel, when it comes to the LCS, because the games take so long before, they're over by the time the video gets up, it's like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and then there's a turnover right away for the LPL. So for the LPL and LCK fans that want some information, I'm not going to make them wait till 5 hours before the next day's games to give them something to talk about. I'd rather, I guess, sacrifice LCS and do the LCS on tomorrow's video, and that's what I've been doing, the LCS on the next day. So Sunday's video ends up including LCS Saturday and Sunday, but that's because it ends earlier. Now, LCK. Nongshim HLE. This series had nothing, on the line. Nongshim wins 2-0. Ghost 11-3 and 17, 31% of the team's damage. BDD 10-2 and 15 in mid. On Fleek 3-6 and 5 as Nongshim blows out HLE. HLE are done for the split, as are Nongshim, so it's just whatever. Fred at Breon and Sandbox. Fred at Breon already were dead in the water. Their split was over, and Sandbox played with their food in both games. 8th in the power rankings. If you missed my power rankings, they came out yesterday. Sandbox won 2-0. Closer, 12-0 and 21. 30% of the team's damage in mid. Prince, 23-3 and 18 at 80 carry. He had a penta. And Morgan, 3-8 and 0 for Fred at Breon. As Fred at Breon, that was the best kill score. 3-8 and 0. They got completely demolished. Dove, Dread, Closer, Prince, and Kale were the MVPs in their given roles. LPL, IG, and LGD, unlike Nongshim and HLE, these guys actually wanted to play the game of League of Legends. And IG won 2-1. June ends the split, going, because he had 15. This was game 16. June went 16, 16-4 and 19 in the jungle. June's been a very good player for IG all split long, a carry-oriented jungler, very one-dimensional in that way. But, nevertheless, sorry, I got something stuck in my gum. I don't know why. I haven't eaten anything in hours. 6-6 and 18 with the team leading 26% of damage for IG. Assume 10-7 and 9 for... 10-7 and 9 for LGD, 32% of their damage. The only series that actually mattered in these two regions, Weibo and LNG. LNG would 2-0 them to be able to go to the playoffs at 8-8 as Weibo fall to 10-6, 6th in the power rankings going into this one. Light 15-1 and 9 in the 80 carry role, a monstrous 43% of the team's damage. Duanbe 10-3 and 10 in mid. Wanfeng was the only positive Weibo player going 4-3 and 4. Stars of the day, Ale was back for LNG, which big difference between Ale and Panda C. June, Duanbe, Light, and Wink. My predictions for this, I went 3-1. I didn't get this one right. And 1-0-1 on my over-unders. There were not a lot of good lines for this one. And I picked the ones that I felt were the strongest. And I'll take 1-0-1 over, 0-2. LEC. BDS and Misfits. Misfits end up winning, going to 10-6. Neon 6-2 and 13 with 45% of the team's damage at 80 carry. Vethio in mid 8-0 and 6. Syncroft trying his damnedest. He continues to try for BDS, and he just can't get it done for them, going 2-2 and 3. Vitality fell today to SK. Vitality 22nd in the power rankings, falling to 9 and 7 as SK pulls out a Darius Yasuo comp. Surtus 4-2 and 7 with 39% of SK's damage. Jezu 6-2 and 7 on the Yasuo, which was a surprise. I didn't expect the Yasuo out of him. This was a comp that I didn't expect out of SK in general. I think I said in the Discord. By the way, the link is in the description if you'd like to watch the games with us. Some people have expressed interest in watch parties. If you guys want to do that, you can go ahead, but people are talking in the text channel as is. Perks 4-4 and 8 with 33% of the team's damage for Vitality. Rogue versus XL. Rogue 18th in the power rankings, move on to 10-6 as XL continue to fall. Comp 11-0 and 10, 30% of the team's damage. He would end up with a penta. Larson 9-2 and 12 in mid, so they had 20 of the 22 kills, I believe, for Rogue. Nuke Duck 3-4-0 in mid for XL. Fnatic and Astralis, this was big, both 7 and 8, and Astralis would fall to Fnatic in a very tight game, definitely the tightest one. Well, that game was tight, but this game also very tight. Wonder going 3-1 and 3 in top lane, Humanoid 3-1 and 3 in mid with a 33% of Fnatic's damage. Xerxes went 3-1 and 3 as well for Astralis. Xerxes continues to perform very well for a team that's kind of on struggle street, similar to Syncrop, just in a slightly better situation. I mean, record is a lot bit better, but neither team is really all that set up for success. G2 and Mad Lions, both in the teens in the power rankings. G2 14th, Mad Lions 11th, and G2 win. Moving on to 10 and 6. Now both are 10 and 6. G2 first in the region. Flacket 7-3 and 7, Cap 6-1 and 9, Unforgiven 4-2 and 4. Damage stats are not out yet for this game as I film this, so that's kind of the deal. Stars of the day: Wonder, Zanzara, Surtus, Comp, and Targamas. One for every winner. I picked Zanzara for jungle because he pulled out the Skarner when he got like Quadra banned, and I guess it's a 78% win rate on Skarner. So, and he won. He won soundly. And I think, I was kind of harsh on him after being with Astralis. And I mean, he's had more success with Misfits, but he's a ganker. He's a facilitator and not a carry by any means. And he's limited, but he deserves us after being stuck with Astralis for so long. So that's it for the games of the day. Now on to tomorrow's games. Okay, now for the sneak peek. Obviously, this is a little darker than we would like, but it is what it is. Thunder Talk versus Rare Atom. Thunder Talk 7 and 8. Rare Atom 3 and 12. Thunder Talk need this win to get into the playoffs. Rare Atom split is over. Thunder Talk won 2-0 against Ultra Prime last time they're on the Rift, and a Rare Atom lost to LGD 2-1. Week 3, day 7 of spring, or week 5, day 7 of spring, Rare Atom would win 2-1. Cube 12-6 and 23 in that one. Layam versus Beshwan is what I want to watch. Beshwan is a big difference between that team and spring for Thunder Talk. Beshwan has been their best player throughout the entire split. Very, very good jungler. Layam's more of a carry-oriented jungler as well, so it's interesting to see these two duke it out tomorrow, as Thunder Talk have something to play for. It's a big deal. Rare Atom may want to play spoiler. Anyone's Legend versus Top. This is a weird one. Anyone's Legend trying to get into the playoffs. Maybe they're eliminated now. I'm not sure. Top are playing King Tian in top lane. I don't know how to pronounce his username, but nevertheless, Wayward is not in, and I assume it's because the split's over for them. But at the same time, I think first seed is still on the table. Where Anyone's Legend are playing harder in mid instead of Forge. I have Forge written down, so it's not going to be Forge, and it's not going to be Knight, who's to watch. But nevertheless, Top third in the power rankings at 13 and 2. Anyone's Legend 7 and 8. Anyone's Legend lost to EDG 2-0. Top lost to Victory 5-2-0. Week 9, day 3. Top 1-2-0. Knight 13-1 and 7 in spring. So off the cuff, let's go with. I don't really want to go with Zhao Hao and Tian. I think Tian's got him by the balls. Shoot. Let's go with Jackie Love and Betty. Both are veterans. Been around the league for a while. And Jackie Love's probably going to win that one. But we'll see what happens. LCK, Gen G and KT, both in the top 13. Gen G first. KT 13th. 16 and 1, 10 and 7. Gen G beat Bro 2-0, and KT beat DRX 2-0. Week 1, day 2, Gen G won earlier in summer 2-0. Chovy 5-0 and 15 in mid. Ruler versus Aiming is what I want to watch. Two players that have been near or at the top of the 80 carry top performers weekly for a while now. Prince being the third. Honestly, teams may take their foot off the gas, but I'm going to look at this one and see how this matchup goes to help, figure out next week's all-pro team for the LCK and things like that. Because honestly, I feel like, this is arguable. T1 versus Dom1, very important here. T1 14 and 3, Dom1 10 and 7. Both teams struggling over the last week and a half, and both teams are supposed to be a lot better than they are. So this statement win could be good going into playoffs. T1 lost to Sandbox 2-0. Damwon beat KDF 2-0. Week 2, Day 4, T1 would win earlier in summer 2-0. Zayas 11-5-8 in the top lane. Guma UC versus Duckdom is what I want to watch. Those two bot laners are the problem with their teams right now, holding their team back. That has a little bit to do with champion pool with Guma, I guess, based on listening to the Trash Talk podcast and Joe Marsh talking about it. That's what it sounded like, at least. I do know Carry has had some champion pool issues. Well, not champion pool issues. Carry just isn't as good in the champion pool or meta that we are in right now. In Duckdom, I think he is just on struggle street for them. So that's the deal with that. LEC, BDS and Rogue. BDS 2-14, Rogue 10-6. They played week 4, day 2. Everybody, by the way, in the LEC played week 4, day 2. Rogue won. Comp went 8-1-6. Syncroft versus Mailrun is what I want to watch. Mailrun coming off of an 0-1-21 performance today. Syncroft, like I said, is the only player that's actually doing anything for BDS. SK versus XL, both 7-9. This is important for playoffs. This is, massive for playoffs. Yeah. Shoot. There's going to be teams. This is a good year for playoffs, huh? SK won the last time they're on the Rift. Surtus 8-0-2. Surtus versus Nuke Duck is what I want to watch. Definitely their best players today. In their games, damage-wise, Surtus dealt the most damage for SK by a wide large margin. That's the same damn thing. A wide margin. And Nuke Duck was the best player for XL in their blowout loss. Mad Lions versus Astralis. Mad Lions 10-6. Astralis 7-9. Mad won earlier in the split. Unforgiven 6-1-6. Elyoya versus Xerxes is what I want to watch. Elyoya and Mad coming off of another loss, losing 3 in a row. They need a win against Astralis. Losing to Astralis would be catastrophic, in my opinion, going into playoffs. And Xerxes is the only player really doing anything for Astralis right now, outside of maybe Jonghoon. Vitality versus Fnatic. Both teams need a win here. Vitality won the last time. Alfari 6-2-6. We'll see if Wonder can keep Alfari under wraps this time. Wonder going 3-1-3 today. Playing a big role on the Gwen. That was something I didn't expect out of him. Alfari playing an Ornn was something I didn't expect as Vitality lost to that Darius Yasuo from SK. This will be an interesting one. Two teams are definitely not as good as we thought they'd be. And a surprise, Misfits 10-6. After their great spring, they've turned it around at the end. Shocking to me. G2 10-6. Both in the top 25. Misfits 25th, G2 14th. Misfits won last time. Vethio going 3-2-8, and he's coming off of a great performance today, going 8-0-6. Caps coming off of a good performance as well. I think 6-1-9. So Caps versus Vethio is what we want to watch tomorrow, as they both try and vie for first in the LEC. LCS, these records are not updated for tonight's games, obviously. CLG and 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves 12th in the power rankings at 12-3. CLG 10-5. Week 4, day 2, 100 Thieves 1. Abadage 6-1-10 in mid. Palafox versus Abadage is what I want to watch. I feel like Abadage has been a player that's left a little bit to be desired in mid lane for 100 Thieves as of late, where Palafox has been playing above expectations. So this is a big one. I had a CLG fan, maybe their only fan, I don't know. Really upset with me in my power rankings. I didn't have them in the top 25. But they have right now a even kill differential on the split. Just as an example of where they are. 10-5, but you have an even kill differential. What happened? So that's kind of a thing. Like, you're winning games that you shouldn't win, and you're getting blown out by 100 Thieves. This is a big game. If you don't get blown out by 100 Thieves, that's big. That shows that you've improved. But nevertheless, off of that, Team Liquid Golden Guardians, TL 10-5, GG 4-11, week 4, day 1. They played. TL 1, Bjergsen went 7-2-11. Bjerg versus Leader is what we want to watch. When I wrote this, I thought Leader was playing, and Leader is not. A Blaze Olive is playing. So Bjergsen versus the Blaze Olive. Golden Guardians are going back with ABO in mid and Ole at support. So we'll see what happens with that one. TSM and C9, TSM 5-10, C9 8-7, week 4, day 1, C9 would win. Fudge going 8-0-8 in the top lane on a gangplank against Soul. So, Solo versus Fudge is what I want to watch. See if Solo can keep Fudge under wraps this time. He is a weak side top laner, and a veteran, so he's played against very good players. He's went to Worlds before, so should be able to handle it. Immortals versus FlyQuest, IMT 4-11, Fly 7-8, Week 1, Day 2, Immortals 1, Revenge 4-2-6. PoE versus Takui is what I want to watch. It has the most contested matchup of that game. EG and Dig to end us off Saturday night. EG 15th, 12-3, Dig 3-12, Week 4, Day 1, EG 1. Impact 6-5-4 in top lane. Danny versus Spawn is what I want to watch. Let's just get a good idea of what Spawn has to offer as Dig try and go into 2023 and build something of this roster. I feel like a lot of their moves, all of their moves actually this split have been awful. So, we'll see what happens. But that's it for my roundup. Sorry about the lighting. I'm still trying to figure out how to do a Friday video, and have the lighting not look like crap, or me with a big shadow with my face darker than, like, you can't see my face. That's not good. But yeah, so Discord link's in the description. Patreon link is in the description as well, because I went 4-1 on the LEC games, and what else? Board's behind me. 4-1 on my LEC predictions today, and 2-1. So that makes me 7-2 and 3-0-2 on the day, which is pretty good because that's a big 0 in the middle. We have a couple picks later today in the LCS to go over. If you chose to bet through my Patreon, well, not through my Patreon, but you legally gambled utilizing my insight on the Patreon. There are 3 things for tonight, all in the Dig TL series, game. So, like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the video, and yeah, thank you for watching.